I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like,
how did Gal Gadot end up costing Rachel Zegler millions of dollars? Today, we'll look at the drama between the two stars of Disney's Snow White. What started as a simple disagreement has ballooned into a major financial and public relations issue for one of the biggest film projects of the year. 2025 is turning out to be a huge deal for the Walt Disney Company. It's a year that could change the direction of their live-action films and even reshape what people think of Disney. Right now, Bob Iger and the Disney leadership are trying to steer through some rough waters. The biggest wave they're riding is the new live-action version of Snow White, which everyone's waiting to see in late March. This isn't just another movie for Disney, it's the center of attention for the whole year, and they're really putting a lot into it. Disney has already spent over $300 million to bring this story to life. But even with all that money, they're facing more and more costs and some big surprises. In a move that shows just how serious things are getting, they're even doing some last-minute reshoots, a big deal for a project this huge. Bob Iger is right in the thick of it, making sure everything goes just right. But there's even more drama behind the scenes. Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler, who are playing the evil queen and Snow White, are having some real problems.
Magic mirror on the wall.
They can't seem to get along, and their fighting is starting to affect everything from the mood on set to how Disney is trying to market the movie. The more Disney tries to fix things, the more complicated they seem to get. People who know the movie business are watching Disney closely, and some are starting to think that Snow White could end up being a big problem instead of a big hit. This tension between Gal and Rachel isn't just a small issue. It could actually decide the fate of the movie and even what happens next with Disney's movies. A little while ago, Gal Gadot made a surprising choice that really mixed things up. Disney had planned some big interviews on TV and websites like ABC and Vanity Fair for both Gal and her co-star Rachel Zegler.
and what a woman is fit for in the world. And so when
These interviews were a big deal because they were supposed to help tell everyone about their new movie and also let the actresses earn a lot of money just for talking about it. Rachel was going to make about $3 million from these interviews, but suddenly Gal decided she didn't want to do the interviews anymore. Because of her decision, Disney had to cancel all the interviews since they wanted both actresses to be there together. This mess-up meant Rachel missed out on a lot of money and a chance to get lots of people excited about her in the movie. People who know what's going on say Gal wanted to stay away from Rachel, not just when they were not working, but in their jobs too. This little problem has grown into a big headache for Disney. It's caused a lot of trouble and made it hard for the people running Disney, like Bob Iger, to figure out what to do next. They already had other problems to solve, and now they have this big issue too. So, what's really going on between Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler? It's clear this is more than just a little disagreement, and it's seriously affecting Disney's plans for their next big movie. This whole situation shows how personal issues between actors can snowball into much bigger problems, not only for them, but for a huge company like Disney. It looks like the tension between Gal and Rachel has been building for a while now. Apparently, Gal suggested that Rachel should rethink some of her social media posts, especially the ones that might stir up drama or controversy. But Rachel wasn't having it. She stood firm and refused to change or delete anything. That made things even more tense between the two. Gal, wanting to stay away from any public drama, decided it was best to distance herself from Rachel altogether.
So yes, I'm very, very lucky, grateful, and privileged for...
Rachel is really upset about how things turned out. She was counting on those big interviews to help kick her career into high gear and make a name for herself in Hollywood. The $3 million she missed out on is just the beginning. More than the money, she lost a huge chance to get some positive attention and boost her image. She had big hopes that Snow White would be her big break, but now it looks like it might be turning into a big headache. This drama isn't just a problem for Gal and Rachel, it's shaking up things all over at Disney too. Every meeting about their upcoming movies, like the remakes of Hercules and Sword in the Stone, has turned into a kind of crisis meeting. Disney is trying to find its way through not just this mess, but also other similar challenges they're facing with different projects. The bosses there are really feeling the pressure. On top of all the production and marketing headaches, Disney is also dealing with some heat from fans and critics. The company has been really focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion, which has been a hot topic for a while. They even brought on a new DEI supervisor with a big salary, over $200,000 a year. But this move has stirred up even more debate, with some fans thinking Disney is putting politics ahead of good storytelling. All this shows just how tricky it can be to manage big projects and public images, especially when personal conflicts spill over into professional worlds. It's a tough balancing act, trying to keep everyone happy while sticking to your principles and pushing forward with big plans. Disney's definitely got its work cut out for it, trying to navigate through all these choppy waters. Bob Iger had hinted that Disney might tone down its focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, but it looks like they're actually stepping it up even more. Meanwhile, the legal drama between Rachel Zegler and Disney is heating up. Rachel's team is arguing with Disney, saying that the canceled interviews were supposed to be part of her deal. They claim that axing them breaks that contract. On the other hand, Disney insists that these interviews were not tied to her Snow White contract and that they were within their rights to cancel them. This whole dispute is adding even more layers to what's already a pretty complicated situation. As we get closer to the release of Snow White, things are probably going to get even messier. Disney is planning to drop a full-length trailer for the movie around the holiday season, likely in late November. A teaser trailer that came out earlier this year didn't go over so well, with fans picking apart everything from the casting choices to the direction of the film.
Whistle while you work.
It seems like the upcoming trailer might get the same tough treatment, and Disney is bracing for more backlash. Rachel Zegler, who once saw Snow White as a big opportunity to boost her career, now finds herself in a tricky spot. The controversy around the film, along with her ongoing feud with Gal Gadot, is casting a long shadow over her future at Disney. As for Gal, she's trying her best to keep her distance from all the drama and focus on her career. This feud, the reshoots, the canceled marketing plans, it's all coming together to make Snow White a huge challenge for Disney. Bob Iger and the Disney leadership are pretty much in crisis mode, trying to steer through a storm that just seems to be getting worse. The outcome of this crisis might even influence the future of Disney's live-action films, and possibly the direction of the company itself. Now, what do you think about all this drama? Do you believe Disney can pull through, or is Snow White 2025 doomed to flop? Leave your thoughts in the comments section, and I'll see you in the next video.